Here's something else, and I think I actually might release this one first. Do you ever wonder why people don't try to help you? Like, why people don't try to guide you or give you or make it easier? You know, it's almost like technology. Like, if you have found the answer for something via like Google or some other like way, why wouldn't you share that information so that other people don't have to make your mistakes? We have kind of an issue right now happening with search. I don't know if you guys see it because you're probably in the developing world, like in London or in America, but all over, especially like in the developing world. I've talked about the birth rate for like Black women and how this is like a huge thing. To summarize, the bigger idea is like women in Ethiopia and Nigeria, all over Africa, are basically having more children per capita than like other places. So when people are talking about the global birth rate, actually every baby being born over the next like 60 years is going to be an African baby, right? So the reason that I continue to encourage like Habesha girls or really any other Black African girls to just like make content is because like your subscribers are coming online. They're not online yet, not all of them, but a lot of them are, and the algorithms are getting better. And like right now it's really easy in like Europe or in America for like white audiences or creators to find audiences because all of their consumers look exactly like them. So it's like consumer market fit, right? This is why like Taylor Swift can be great, right? Because it's like all of her audience, they're all at least aspirationally like her, or you know, phonetically like her. But that's very different when people try to compare the Beyonce and Taylor Swift. That's like the biggest difference. The things that Beyonce has been able to do in America are super unprecedented, given only 14% of the population is even remotely similar to her, and still she's like seriously successful. You'd have to take that into account if you want to have a serious conversation about like her ability to um, kind of have impact, right? Anyway, so yeah, like I was saying before, you might be like, why don't people give me stuff? Like, why do I sort of like learn the hard way, sort of thing? The answer is you don't, because I feel like there's actually a lot of creators now. Not a lot, but there's a few creators, and I will say I do really appreciate the exotical space for like highlighting this. um like pretty Black women, pretty brown skinned women, like the shit that we go through in these countries is like crazy. Like you're having a female experience, but like a lot of men, specifically from the predominant groups like white groups or you could whoever, right? Well, we are not the majority there, but they are like strategic. They are talking to each other to figure out like how to interact with us, because it isn't like they're just like not paying attention to us at all and we're just like not like, no, they're like strategically trying to figure out like how to also cluster us into whatever the like female narrative of America is. Otherwise, like we wouldn't have Tyla doing so fucking well in the American market. Like clearly there's like a desire to have like women like, you know, whatever this is like there, but it like no one ever wants to give us like the shit. It's like they want to extort all of our labor, all of our actual just fucking everything, but we get like no credit, we get no money. Like you hear all of the Black YouTubers and content creators being like, I would like to get paid. It's like, well, why don't you get paid? Where are the brand deals? Like, why aren't they coming? Clearly, like we're like the most beautiful group. So you don't give it doesn't make sense, right? Like it doesn't make sense because every like I said in the other previous video, like some women, all they have is that they are female, and those women too have to be able to kind of sit in a space of our demise. Like they wait for the day when you fail so that they can like write a whole memo, make 17 million movies about, okay, on this day she stepped on a crack and then this was our way to enter. Like it's like insane. Like if you see it and you like, it's exhausting. Because if you really think about it, probably for yourself, you're never going to like do the same thing to another person. Why? Because it's a fucking waste of time. Like, honestly, thinking about every someone else's every move and every strategic whatever in order to like plot their demise doesn't help you at all. Like, you don't get better by doing that. You know, like it would just be like, well, just even the concept of that is like so crazy. Like the fact that other people do feel that way is mad. Like it's all just mad. And I guess one of the other reasons I'm like coming on and talking now is because like, man, if I had like one person or just like one YouTuber who would have like gotten on and talked to me, I would have been so much further, so much faster. And I guess I just really want to be that for just even one person, one subby, like one subscriber who's like, wow, this really helped me in my life. And like half of the things that I wished I would have learned are like people to stay, like, it's mostly things not to do and people to get away from sooner. Like, I would have distanced myself from my mother so much sooner. Like, decades ago, I would have been like very, very far away from her. I think that she like needed so much time and space to grow, and there are just so many like life experiences that I do not feel proud to have shared with her. Like, I feel like she needed to sit in regret, which is something that she's doing now. I can all the signs of it are there. She's talking about how she's getting older. All she has is her family, dumb shit like that. It's like, where was all of this sentiment and like care when you were making decisions that literally did not positively impact us all? It wasn't there. So like sit in your shit and like learn your lesson. It usually happens. I mean, I have also posted about the California wildfire. I feel like it's like karmic relief in a sense where we're like unloading some of the like disposables via the fire. Like, some people have talked about the want for the state to like recreate some like super county or something where they rebuild homes in those areas. I think that's probably true. That makes sense if you ask me, but yeah, it is just. And I guess like also I want to mention something about like revenge, because I feel like in the past I used to feel like I want these people to learn. I want these people to learn. And then my sentiment has changed. I actually don't want these people to learn anymore. Like, I want these people to stay very far away from me. Like, I want to put a continent, excuse me, in between us. I think that it's very important for them to have their things and wave their freak flags like loud and proud. Like, we need it to be so visible. Like, this is who they are, this is what they believe. And I really appreciate social media for that being like present. But I think the part that's missing, at least for a lot of like really naive, especially like black girls, but girls of color, they're missing the analysis part where like, what does this mean for them? Like, yes, these people over here doing wild shit, the things they're saying is like whole is just like, what? But you're like, okay, so like, what does that mean for me though? Like, what about like, what am I supposed to do with this? There's not like a real answer to it. It's just more like, um I don't know, you just have to be able to like critically think, and also you'd have to like use examples from other people, right, who were born like before you, to be able to kind of like analyze like, this is what they've done, or even like, this is what happened to them, and it's kind of like an end to end story. Like, this happened, and because of this, then this happened, and then because of this, and then this happened. And so you can kind of like actually see the end-to-end story and then be able to like move accordingly. I think half of the issues that we're having with, and I don't want to say we because I don't feel like I personally am having this issue, but something I observe is that there's like incomplete stories, right? Like some people have like literally just like lied or fabricated certain stories, and it's like, why are they getting away with this? Like, why is this acceptable? And it's because like no one knows any better, right? Like the people who would be like teachers or guides in some way that would help um, others navigate society, like they're not there, so everyone has to make do with what is there. A really, I think, critical part of kind of us making content is like we are there now. So they have feelings and they have experiences, and those things are taking place at the same time that like we are having our experiences, because things really are related. Um, right? Isn't it like Newton's law or like the law of gravity or something? It's like the cause and effect reaction sort of situation. Like every action has an equal and opposite inverse reaction. Like that's very real. It's like a physics law. Um, People have been doing things for a very long time and really not very good things, right? And things have been happening in direct opposition to that. But sometimes you just don't see it, right? Because maybe you weren't following the person on the other side, or you didn't know, or like whatever. Um, yeah. Now you know. So like you don't actually have some valid reason to like not do something about it.